Have you ever wondered which German cities are the politest and which are the rudest? It's a question that's been investigated in a recent study by the British market research consultancy, Censuswide, and language learning platform, Preply. They set out on a mission to determine the cities in Germany that are known for their polite demeanor and those that might need a bit of a manners makeover. Over 1,500 participants were surveyed, each asked to rate the politeness of people within their city. The participants based their ratings on 12 negative behaviors, a comprehensive approach to understanding how polite or rude a city might be. But which cities were crowned as the politest? Which ones were marked as the rudest? And what behaviors were seen as the most common among the less polite cities? Well, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. So, without further ado, let's dive in and see which cities topped the list and which ones fell short. Bochum, a city in the heartland of Germany, claimed the title of the politest city. Nestled in the bustling region of North Rhine-Westphalia, Bochum stands as a beacon of courtesy in a world that sometimes forgets the value of a simple please or thank you. But what makes Bochum a champion of politeness? It's not just the absence of negative behavior, but the presence of positive ones. Imagine walking through the quaint streets of Bochum, where friendly greetings are as common as the city's historic buildings. Here, respect and consideration for others are not just expected, but are woven into the fabric of daily life. Bochum's culture plays a significant role in its politeness ranking. The city is known for its rich history, diverse art scene, and a strong sense of community. This combination fosters an environment where kindness and politeness are celebrated and ingrained in the city's ethos. It's a place where people take pride in their courteous behavior, where a helping hand is always extended, and where strangers are welcomed with open arms. The residents of Bochum have truly mastered the art of being polite. It's in the way they patiently wait in queues, offering a friendly nod to those joining the line. It's in their respectful use of technology in public, understanding that their actions impact those around them. And it's in their genuine interest in others, making everyone feel seen and valued. But Bochum's politeness isn't just limited to its locals. The city extends its warm hospitality to language learners, encouraging them to practice their German and make connections. This welcoming attitude makes Bochum not just the politest city in Germany, but also a fantastic place to learn and grow. Clearly, Bochum has set a high bar when it comes to politeness. On the other end of the spectrum, we find Essen, the city ranked as the rudest. Now let's delve into why this is so. Essen, a city in the North Rhine-Westphalia region of Germany, has found itself with the dubious distinction of being the rudest city. This ranking is based on a study conducted by British market research consultancy Censuswide, which evaluated the politeness of inhabitants based on 12 negative behaviors. The behaviors that led to this ranking are quite varied. They include playing with phones in public, ignoring strangers, making noise in public, and even watching videos in public without headphones. Imagine trying to enjoy a peaceful afternoon in the park, only to be interrupted by someone watching a loud video on their phone. It's hardly the picture of politeness, is it? Interestingly, Essen is not alone in its lack of manners. It's one of 3 cities from the North Rhine-Westphalia region that made it into the top 5 rudest cities. The others are Cologne and Dortmund. This is a fascinating observation, considering that the study found no correlation between geographic location and behavior. It seems like North Rhine-Westphalia has a unique culture that distinguishes it from the rest of Germany. However, it's important to note that this study doesn't necessarily mean that everyone in Essen is rude. It's merely a snapshot, a generalization based on the experiences of a group of people. There are undoubtedly many polite, kind-hearted individuals in Essen, but according to the study, they might be in the minority. So what can Essen learn from this study? Well, it seems that there's room for improvement. Perhaps by promoting a more considerate culture, Essen could shed its reputation as the rudest city in Germany. After all, manners cost nothing, and they can make a world of difference to the people around us. It seems Essen has some room for improvement. Interestingly, geography doesn't seem to be a factor in politeness. Take, for instance, the 2 cities of Dresden and Leipzig, nestled in the same region of Saxony, yet exhibiting contrasting behaviors in the politeness spectrum. Dresden, a city known for its grand Baroque architecture and rich art history, surprisingly doesn't fare well when it comes to tipping. It's ranked as having the lowest tipping rates. Now, this doesn't necessarily translate to rudeness, but it does reflect a certain reservation in showing appreciation through financial means. On the other hand, we have Leipzig, a city equally steeped in history and culture, yet holding a different approach towards politeness. Leipzig's ranking is notably higher than Dresden's. suggesting that the inhabitants of this city have a more open-handed approach to acknowledging good service. It's intriguing how two cities, sharing a geographical vicinity and a common cultural backdrop, can display such a divergence in their approach to politeness. Some might argue that it's the unique character of each city, shaped by its individual history and the collective experiences of its inhabitants, that gives rise to these differences. It also highlights that politeness isn't a monolithic notion. It can be expressed in myriad ways, from tipping generously to treating strangers with kindness, and it's these nuances in behavior that paint a comprehensive picture of a city's etiquette. It's fascinating to see such a contrast in close proximity. So the next time you're planning a trip to Saxony, remember that Dresden and Leipzig, while close in distance, might offer you two distinct experiences of politeness. Let's take a look at some common behaviors that were perceived as rude. As we traverse these diverse cities, we encounter a variety of behaviors. The study we're discussing today identified several actions that were commonly perceived as rude. Topping the list is the rampant use of mobile phones in public spaces. Picture this. You're sitting in a quaint cafe, savoring your cup of coffee, when the person at the next table is engrossed in their mobile device, oblivious to the world around them. This scenario, unfortunately, is all too common and is perceived as rude by many. Another behavior that raised eyebrows was ignoring strangers. While it's not mandatory to strike up a conversation with every passerby, a simple acknowledgement or a polite nod can go a long way in making someone's day. Making noise in public and watching videos without headphones were other behaviors that were seen as impolite, disrupting the peace and tranquility of public spaces. However, it's not all gloom and doom. The study also shed light on the brighter side of things, highlighting generosity. Bremen emerged as the city with the most generous tipping habits. The residents of Bremen, it seems, understand the value of appreciating good service and don't shy away from expressing it through their tips. In a world that often feels rushed and impersonal, these small acts of generosity can make a significant difference. They remind us that kindness and appreciation are universal languages that can bridge cultural and geographical divides. It's not all about politeness. Generosity also counts. So there you have it, a look at the politest and rudest cities in Germany. From Bochum's courteous character to Essen's somewhat less than charming conduct, it's clear that behavior can vary drastically even within the same country. We also explored the contrasting cities of Dresden and Leipzig and Saxony, proving that geography doesn't necessarily dictate demeanor. And let's not forget the common rude behaviors we uncovered, like playing with phones in public and ignoring strangers. But it wasn't all negative. Remember Bremen, the city with a heart, leading the way in generosity when it comes to tipping. Now it's time to reflect. Think about the behaviors in your own city. Are they more in line with Bochum's politeness, or do they lean towards Essen's rudeness? And how can we all make our cities better, more welcoming places? Tell me in the comments which city I should review next. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be really grateful if you could leave a like and subscribe. It's a wonderful way to stay connected and not miss any of my future content. Your support means so much to me. Thank you.